All right, so this is going to be part 4 of the training. So we're going to go through search engine optimization as well as product image optimization. So that's essentially the main image shown in desktop and mobile. And we're gonna just kind of break it down a little bit. So this is what's shown on the desktop. So this in particular is category specific, so it looks a little bit different. Everything kind of centered, and so on and so on. So there's a couple of things we noticed. So it shows the main feature for travel, so that's great. So we have the hooks that are being shown. Showcases the product in use. So we show it open. We have all the garments in here. We have accessories in here. I can see a toothpaste, so it shows it in use, which is good. It also answers a lot of those questions that we identified in the market research section of things that customers want to see. So a perfect example here is if customer avatar was a woman and there was specific jewelries that they would bring, being able to show that in the main image immediately could resonate with that buyer persona much quicker. So in this niche, we have the brand name here. So ideally, you probably don't need it in the title. It's not always possible to remove it. However, if you can, it would save a bunch of real estate because you'll notice we have a very limited amount of title that we can end up using. So that would be a way we can optimize it if possible. There's a strong review rating and social proof. So the rating is really high. Rate the numbers could be a little bit higher, but not the end of the world. It still has a very strong rating. 200 plus bought in the past month. We can see if we can add strike through if that's possible. It's not possible in all categories, but something to always try to see if we can get. We have a save 5% coupon, so we have the green badge, so that's good. That will create some CTR there. There's no callouts here. Generally, you can have a pretty good callout that answers some questions. I know in this niche, one of the biggest questions is, will this fit in my luggage? Will this fit in my carry-on? What's the capacity of this? What size is this? So we can do some pretty easy callouts here. Maybe like add a tag and have that tag answer some of those questions or objections that people might have when they're trying to search for this product. You have multiple orientations. So my question here is does it tell us more than what we already know? The only thing here that I see is it shows the hooks in use down below. But I guess my question is, why not have this just kind of show underneath here and then just have the close cut off? That way you can actually expand this image and make it much, much larger, so they can kind of see the pieces within them. But also it doesn't take away from this feature here that it can hang up close. Because this image here and this angle that's the only thing that's showing me that feature. So, but I guess we can kind of prove that by doing that approach. This here, I think, it's not required. You have basically the same angle here. So showing this doesn't tell me something different. So I'd actually kind of remove these two altogether, figure out this part down below, make this much bigger. So it's going to stand out a lot more on the search engine side. And that's about it. That's just me going through it right now with as your image. However, in order to do this effectively, you are on a shelf compared to all your competitors. So that's why it's important to look at all your competitors. So I go through a process where I pull down all the big main images for all my competitors on the main image. And then I'll start to come up with themes and try to understand what are they doing, and maybe there's something in here that I should test or split test, and to see if they did something better than I did. So let's kind of go through some of these things. So here they did no props. Whether that's a good thing or not, don't know. Definitely worth testing. Angle. So this one's a direct view. There's many in different side views. I think side view does come off better just because you can see the features on this side. They show a swivel, so that might be something. They show this one's more packing cubes, but they show shoes. So shoes would be something like showing shoes in here could be a thing, especially if that's something that somebody cares about. What else we got here? Props, showing props in use, so you're already doing that one. Here's a good one. They show it collapsed and then in a luggage. Like, that's actually perfect. Because you'll remember in the AI training section, they want to see how easy it is to collapse versus expand, space saving, and whether it can fit in a luggage or not. So this answers a lot just by having these images. So when I start to think about this main image here, maybe instead of blowing it up like I initially suggested, how about we show these in two different orientations, or collapsed, or in a luggage, or in a carry-on, for instance. The other thing is when we took a look at the keywords here, one thing that I did notice was we have organizer, closet, hanging, travel suitcase, carry, and luggage. So this carry it's a carry-on closet, and it shows luggage. So we got to make sure that we're talking about carry-ons as well, including luggage, and whether it can fit in there. I think that one is probably the big miss here, but we'll kind of dive into that in a sec. But yeah, you can kind of see this image here tells a story. If I had variations, do the same thing. And again, you notice they use the use of luggages or suitcases here. What else we got here? It clearly shows the hooks, which we're already doing. Showcases transition. So again, here's a transition image from full to accessory pack to, I guess this is closed accessory pack, but you could show this one compacted. Or actually, I don't know. Maybe this is compacted. It's a bit confusing. I think these two are the same though. Some stuff to do there. Here's color swatches. So if you have variations, different colors, that's a way to do it. They used a fake rod there. I think that might be a waste of space, but something to always test. The idea here is really try to find different things that competitors are doing that they might be doing better than you, and then test it and see if that's true or not. So here they show product collapsed. Here you can see they show a hat, so that's different. But then they do show how collapsed this thing gets and compact it is. They show sunglasses. That could be important. What else we got here? We got a size call out. So this is what I mean by the call outs. They did small, medium, and large. So doing call outs like that could work in your favor, because if somebody's typing in like large or medium, it does tell you gives you an idea of the size of this thing. They show this where the packaging is closed, so that could be interesting, because in here this is open. I think, yeah, this one's open. I guess this one would be okay, and I guess these don't actually close, so maybe that's okay for the actual product. Here's a call out tag. So this is what I mean. Save up to 50% of space. So that's huge. That tells that's one of those trigger keywords of a way to do it. You can change the color of it, makes it stand out. The introduction of shoes, yeah, we talked about that one. Variation colors, how you would do that, and so on. So we went through most of these themes. So basically how I like to think of this is I start to make a big list of things I want to test on my main image, and then I'll test them through and see if I can improve my CTR. That's the main goal there. We can dive a little bit deeper into search query performance. So if you dive right into a search term, you can start to calculate CTR here. So in here, so I just use ChatGPT to calculate CTR because they don't actually tell you, but we kind of line them up. So in terms of CTR, we're at 5.4. It's only one that's beating us. So I'll take a look at this Asin and see why are they beating us. But in general, they're not beating you by a ton. We have, and this is for hanging organizer travel. Next, we have hanging packing organizer. So again, very dominant. So we have 5.4. There's a couple other higher ones. So those are some cases that, or some ASINs that we want to look at. And then we looked at it for the month of July. So there was a price change in this niche or for this product. So we can see here $49.99. These were $39.99. So this is $10 more. With a $10 more change, you can see that CTR then shifts. It shifts from 5.4 to about 3.86. So I would really start to track this and to kind of see. The good thing is, in general, the main image is better than most competitors already. But I'm just trying to come up with ways to make it even better than that. But at least that's good to know where we stand when it comes to the CTR side. We're going to take a look at it mobile. So yeah, nothing too visible. I'm generally just looking for, is there problems with sizing or orientation, things we can't read, stuff like that. And then also notice when you look at mobile, your title shrinks even further. So it's really important to have USPs in the front and really explain to the user what they're actually buying right off the bat without them having to click into your link to really understand that. Okay, so we're going to kind of go through the same process, but for secondary images. So this is kind of done in a way where we identify all the themes. It might not be everything, but it's going to be a good chunk of the main ones. And then from there, we're going to connect these themes to our main images. I'm going to see what we conveyed and what are the stuff that we missed. So this will kind of help us figure out if we can tell a better story on the secondary images side. So let's first go through the main images and then kind of ask ourselves, what is this trying to tell us? So has a call out, your portable travel shelf comes with, and then shows all the little features for it. So full of features, that's the purpose of it. This is what it's all about. Then we go down to dimensions. So of it collapsed, we have an accessory pack, etc. So this kind of answers how small does this get, and hopefully it should answer this can fit in my luggage or my carry-on. So the one call I would probably add here is can fit in carry-ons, can fit in luggages or standard size luggages, etc. So that's what people really care about when they're looking at dimensions. So callouts could probably be better here because this callout here is very feature rich and not benefit rich. Hang pack zip. So again, callout could probably be improved. You kind of want to talk about the ease, the convenience of unpacking and repacking, stuff like that. We talk about sturdy hooks, space-saving mesh. So we talked about, this was something in the AI market research. Mesh and a breathable mesh is important. Durability. Okay, and then here's an image of suitcase. So again, I would like to mention having a picture of a suitcase is important, but also a carry-on, because those are half your keywords. Looking through this, we have two females here, which could be the demographic. This one would target, I'm assuming, the younger customer avatar. But I would think you want to kind of target the business as well. Like this one could be a business one. So something to think about, trying to match the avatar of the actual creative to what we've learned before. Here we got problem solution. So yeah, the call out could be much better there. It shows frustration before and after. Again, showing luggage here before and after. So the one thing that I notice here is they're frustrated, but it's actually very organized. You definitely don't want that. You want to show the frustration of all the clothes in such a mess and they don't know what to do and how to pack it into this thing. And then this is showing the after. Basically, they're happy. the clothes are now neatly packed. This right here, they could literally just close the luggage and be done with it and move on their way, because this is very, very organized, and they shouldn't be as frustrated as the image kind of shows. Um, don't fully understand his same kind of idea. They're already pretty organized already in the before image. Everything's nicely packed in the Ziploc, and everything's kind of organized here. So I don't see the frustration here. And then having put all that here also kind of makes it confusing for me, because there's a bottle here and they're going to put it into here, but I have actually no idea where they're going to put that. So it doesn't really, in my opinion, change my, like, it doesn't create an emotional trigger for me. So this image has opportunity to be worked on, but we'll see what our competitors are doing. And then multi-purposes. So now we're talking about our personas. Hotels, the big one. Camping, probably not so much. Dorms, probably not so much. RVs, probably not so much. So I'd start to question, is a multi-purpose image a good one? Because it's pretty obvious where and when you're going to use this. I would say hotels is probably the big one here because of travel. And these other demographics probably doesn't fit the emotional or the customer avatars that we're going after. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these themes and see what competitors are doing and see if we can do it any better. So closet hanging shelf, fits your bag. They do a pretty good job at just doing these little small callouts, and they tell you, like, fits in your bag, carry on, suitcase, luggage. They nailed it. You can do something similar to that with the dimensions page. Yeah, again, they talk about dimensions and a lot. Suitcase fit. So I did notice this. Choose the right size for your luggage. So this bag can fit in this luggage the most. So that's a pretty obvious one, especially when you see the theme happen over and over again, right? So same idea. What else we got here? Lifestyle. So they show a lot of lifestyle images here. Here. So that's important. Multi-purpose and in use. So there is a lot about multi-purpose. I would say it's not as important in my opinion. But definitely something to test. I would rather use that real estate for another image that answers another question. Call out on the mesh quality. So we did that as well. What else we got here? Okay, this is interesting. So it shows what fits in the bag. So they have this, they have these little icons. The icons basically show what can fit in the bag. So that is a really clean way to show it, and I kind of like that a lot. Competitors, us versus them. So that would be an image that we could try. Hat call out. So there's hats that could be important for some. Shows the extra space in a luggage. So luggage container could be pretty good. As a lifestyle too, waterproof call out. So they use specks of water on the actual mesh. Shows the storage. Let's see what this shows. Hidden compartment for laundry and shoes. Okay. Travel call out. So perfect for the traveler on the go. So it's a direct call out to the buyer. So that's a good call out that I'll kind of think about. They show toiletry bag again. They kind of represent stuff that you can actually store in these things. I also think that's really important because you can imagine every single person who's thinking about purchasing this, they already have an idea of what they want to hang, what they want in their waterproof bag section, in the mesh pockets, etc. So being able to answer those questions for those guys it's going to be much easier to stand out from your competitors. With compartment breakdowns, so what you can actually put into these sections, which you kind of did up here. might be actually better as an image where you actually had the actual product in use too. Let's see what else. Hooks, zippers, buckles, yeah. So you have the same call out there, and different forms. So just basically showing it as fold, semi-fold, fully compressed. Same idea here. It goes from this to this. So this says a lot in three small images, and I think this is what people want to see. This is that before and after that I was going to talk about. Like, it shows a huge mess, the frustrations, and then clean, tidy packing, right? So that's the goal. That's the emotional trigger you want to create, and that's not what this created. So I would say there's probably a lot of work to do on the secondary image side. Basically, we have to go through a lot of these themes, test them out, and see what performs. Because of how everything is kind of ranked and how well it's performing, generally you can get away with this because many of the competitors do not have very good secondary images, but we're trying to create the standard. So adding a lot of some of these elements of these themes that we found into the secondary images could be a huge win. And we can really improve on these secondary images quite a bit. And then last but not least, for this section, we'd like to take a look at the mobile. So I generally like to take a look at, or take a screenshot of it on mobile, but also show the title. And the reason why is the title is sized to read, because this is just text. So if you compare this text with your actual image, you'll know if it's actually too small. So you can kind of see this is much smaller than this. So I would say it's too small. This would work well, right? Dimensions in here, too small. Too small. This would be good for text. And this would be fine for text. So that's basically all I really try to look for when it comes to mobile. Okay, so we're gonna dive into bullet points a little bit and then some A+ content. Basically going through the exact same thing. So bullet points, we want to set this up to speak to write everything, to be very feature rich and trying to convert. We don't want to go too deep into benefit rich, and we don't want to go too deep into all the features without talking about the features here. So there's many ways and many different angles. You want to approach it with emotional triggers and really try to drive that home. So here's a couple ideas. So we have effortless. Organize your travel essentials with our Voyaj hanging travel luggage organizer. It's the ultimate hanging suitcase organizer for seamless organization on the go, featuring a detachable jewelry toiletry holder. Another way to say it is transform your travel chaos into organized bliss. So right then and there, people see simplicity, trigger word, and they're talking about the benefit. With the Voyaj hanging travel luggage organizer, packing feels effortless. So again, that's not a trigger word, as every item finds its perfect spot. So it creates that sense of simplicity, leaving you free to savor your journey. So now you're talking about the journey or the dream instead of worrying about your gear. So less stress. So this evokes a sense of relief, encouraging customers to imagine a hassle-free travel experience. So this right here is this is the emotional trigger that you get from reading that. You do not get that same experience here. So let's take a look at another example. So we have clarity. We have say goodbye to rummaging through cluttered luggage. The portable hanging travel shelves grant you instant access to your essentials. So instant access was one of those trigger keywords that we learned about in the market research section. So you can focus on creating memories rather than searching for that favorite shirt. So clarity, ease of use, know where everything is. Feeling of clarity, control is big. Feel they deserve a smooth travel experience. So it's all about that ease of use and the experience. Compared to stay organized on the go with our portable hanging travel shelves bag designed to be compact yet spacious. So you got compact and spacious, essential carry out. So you kind of go into talking about the benefits, but there's definitely a much more emotional way of approaching it. So that's the idea. There's basically examples for every single one of these. And really this here on the bullet point side can use an upgrade. So we're going to dive into A+ content. There's not too much we have to go into here because it's going to be very similar to the secondary images. We're just going to basically test the same thing. First thing I noticed, A+ content needs to be A+ premium. There's a lot of widgets there that we can use. There's too many words here. These badges can be stand out more. This needs to be more of a scroll stopper when it comes to A+. So that's something I would think about. Let's see what we got here. So less is more, subtext is too small. So again, hard to read. UGC doesn't match the call out. Problem solution. Let's see here. So again, this is just too organized. There's no frustration here. And then this is the ideal. So yeah, it's very, very, very similar to what we found out in the secondary image side. So you just kind of want to capture that exact same thing. And then similar to looking at mobile, we just want to make sure that these texts are easy to read. So kind of go through each one, look at this, and see what we can read. So can't read that, can't read that, can't read these, and so on and so on. So that basically wraps it up for the optimization side. The next video, we're going to go through rank analysis. Stay tuned.